Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Caranco, and your host, Wes Underwood.
And welcome into the Sports Timeout Podcast, brought to you by Jeffersons, Free Fried Pickle Fridays, and also new wing flavors, citrus hot honey. One of mine. Which one? Do you remember which one yours was, Tony?
No, it was no, there's this like a smoked barbecue or something like that. It's like hickory barbecue, I think that's what it's called. That one's pretty fire. It has like a nice like smoked flavor to it, so that's what I like.
Probably made with their hot dogs. All American menu out there now. They got the hot dogs on the menu. They look good. I'm not gonna lie, they look good.
The last time I went there, I actually got their macaroni, like chicken, like macaroni thing. It was pretty good.
I do like that one too. That was really good when we had it.
Right.
Also, didn't find this out, but I'm glad I did. Go there, buy one, get one, any size wings on the boneless. And definitely worth it. Go take a friend to lunch or whatever, or save them for yourself. I would do either, to be honest. I mean, I took advantage of it last week. It was fantastic. Got the whole family wings, man. So,
nice.
But after you get done there, go check out Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin. If you're looking for a brighter, straighter smile, yeah, there it is. Be sure to schedule your appointment today at 417-622-0404. Wes Underwood, Tony, Clint, Jensen, Jonah out this week. And how's it going? How's everything this week for you?
Been good, man. Been busy. Been traveling around the state for work. And
very nice. Any trip to St. Louis?
Yep, I went to St. Louis. And then I went down to the Boot Hill. Then back home. So
nice.
So I saw
the Boot
Hill. Past.
Yeah.
No, like way past that, like in the actual Boot Hill.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
See, I thought they were, but I guess there is more past that. Yeah.
There's a lot more past that.
Maybe I should have kept Google Maps up that I had earlier on accident, but
yeah.
Who knew? Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe and follow button on YouTube, and start things off with the MLB. Lots of emotions yesterday as the Rickwood festivities celebrate Willie Mays and his passing, with everything that he did for the game and just all the stuff that he did for baseball and Negro League greats and everything. I mean, it's just been awesome. Out of Birmingham, Alabama, you got to see everything happen at the stadium that Willie Mays started in. And other Negro Leaguers he clutched and cherished, and memory under his arm. And I mean, it's crazy that all that stuff is just now coming into the MLB statistics books. It's crazy that we even had all that happen time and time again. It just baffles me, because growing up, I always heard about the Negro League Museum in Kansas City. I always heard about Buck O'Neil. I always heard about Satchel Paige. I always heard about Willie Mays. We talked about it in school. At that age, when I first started hearing about it in school, I was like probably 7, 8 years old is when we kind of started talking about those topics. And I mean, never in my mind did I ever think of like, oh, the Negro League, like I thought Negro League was the minor leagues. And I'm just like, yeah. And that's how childish I was at that point. And then come to find out later that Negro Leagues is where you had to play if you were different color, you weren't white and everything. And I was like, wow, like my childhood, I thought this was a good thing, and it wasn't a good thing. And I'm glad that I've matured over the years and have been able to see the history and what's happened there, and everything that the MLB's done to integrate those statistics, those players into the Hall of Fame as they should be, and they're going to be. I mean, just to be able to be in 2 Hall of Fames, well deserved for those guys. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy that everything happened that it did, but just being able to watch it come into fruition for the MLB to get into Rickwood Field, the oldest stadium known in the U.S. that hosted professional sports. And I mean, it's awesome watching the players walk out, seeing everybody that was there, Alex Rodriguez, Hunter Pence, just a lot of random players, a lot of random people, but a lot of people who were impacted by that man. I mean, Hunter Pence, of course, played for the Giants, which, Willie Mays played for. And Barry Bonds broke that record for Hank Aaron and passed Willie Mays on a couple lists as well. And I mean, just the list goes on. But well done by the MLB. Well done between the Giants and St. Louis last night. Good tributes from both teams there. Giants for sure. But St. Louis, kudos to you guys for being a class act organization. Despite me not liking you as a Royals fan, but congratulations on everything that you guys did. Very well deserved. I hope many more games are played there. Kind of like how the I don't know why I'm blanking on that now. Field of Dreams. There you go. Kind of like how the Field of Dreams came to fruition. I feel like these two stadiums are very iconic, and games should just be played there more often. I mean, if you're going to be going to Paris, if you're going to be going to other countries and doing stuff like that for the MLB, kind of like what the NFL has done, then I feel like these two places should be places that people should go. Maybe even host the All-Star game at one of these fields or something, just to kind of get the fan. I know you don't get as many fans being at the smaller stadiums, but you can accommodate to that. So, but you have any thoughts on this one, or?
Well, I don't know how much those games are sold out, like those All-Star games.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's probably more accommodating for a smaller crowd if there is a smaller crowd. I know in general there's smaller crowds at baseball games, like at your typical baseball game, there's not a bunch of people there. But so I'm not sure what the All-Star game looks like. I don't know. There's a lot more people there.
Sometimes it's full, sometimes it's not. I was checking. Funny you should ask that. This year. Now, when the Royals hosted, that place was packed, smaller stadium. But then this year you've got it in Texas, and I've looked around and there's still so much seating open because the Texas stadium is so big. They rebuilt it and everything that they've got so many things around it, so many things in it that it's just so big, and it does have a lot more seating. You have lots of outfield seating, which is pretty rare in most ballparks. Unless you go to like St. Louis or something like that, because they've accommodated to that over the years. But typically for an All-Star game, I mean, not very many people show up, people buy the tickets. But the one in Texas this year has honestly been the most affordable one that I've seen.
Yeah.
So
there's probably with there being a lot of availability, it's I mean, so it'd be a better chance for them to make one, more money, and two, make the MLB look better, I guess, with a higher volume of people at the game.
Yeah.
Because there's not so many seats, they can be more expensive, but you can still fill them up.
True.
So I think financially it'd probably be a better move for them.
Indeed. I agree. And that's why I say that, and I bring it up because put even a little bit more seating in there, and I think you would do well. Fans will travel to go there. I mean, it's kind of like how Cooperstown is, and people go out there to look at all the stuff in Cooperstown. You build the attraction. You say this is what it's for and show the history that's there. Just like in Kansas City, you have the Negro Leagues Museum, and they had this whole big thing built around down there. And as a kid, getting to walk in there and see that, I mean, it was awesome. And that's how far everything's come. But it was awesome for me to walk in and see a baseball great and Buck O'Neil, who signed my hat that day, by the way, took his time, busy man, had a lot of press stuff to get to on the board for many things baseball related, came in, took his time, smiled at us, signed a few autographs, took his time out of the day just to do that. It was awesome. And it's a moment I'll never forget. It's a moment that's going to be stuck there forever. And this is a moment that should be stuck there forever. And this is a moment that is pretty monumental in the baseball world. So kudos to them. Well done. Well done, MLB. Well done. Next up, we'll go ahead and head into the NBA, and we'll talk Coach Monty Williams as the Pistons, after one season, decided to fire him, still owing him $65 million. And the owner Gores lured Williams into Detroit last season with a historic 6-year contract worth $78 million after he was fired by the Phoenix Suns at the end of the season. And they tasked him with the Pistons' massive rebuild, which is still going on. And Williams had planned to sit out the season last year after his wife was diagnosed with cancer, but became taken with Gore's courtship and massive offer, which, I mean, that's quite a bit of money. And when your wife's going through chemo, who do you care about most? Your spouse or your children, whoever's sick, maybe even yourself. I mean, if it's yourself, then you're kind of probably not going to coach and you're going to rest and get better. But anybody in your family, you're going to reach out and you're going to do that. And the money was good. I mean, he still gets his $65 million. So either way, I guess it worked out for him to take this job, but he was wanting to sit last year. He had a lot on his mind. And I mean, with a rebuild and then the wife having can't, like, I don't feel like this was the best move in their decision. It did say that Williams had a strong relationship with the ousted general manager, Troy Weaver, and he did meet with management weeks prior. But I mean, to get canned like that, rightfully so, I would want my $65 million too. I mean, his wife had cancer, still probably has cancer. I haven't heard anything else on that from what I've read. I think she's still battling. And just as an organization, if you're going to fire someone, the classiest move is just to give them the money and be like, hey, sorry, we'll take our loss, get better. Not quite sure that's how it went down, but what are your thoughts on this one? Was that kind of a dirty move or?
I mean, I don't know enough about the situation to give a really informed decision, but
I mean, they basically wined and dined him to get him to come in, and then they fired him with pretty much no.
Yeah, but I mean, really, who lost at the end? You know, it obviously was a team. The team definitely lost because they didn't keep him around, and didn't get enough wins or to keep him around. So, I mean, they're the ones that really missed out, and he still got his money.
Yeah.
So
hurts your team though. It does hurt the team because now they're going to have to get used to another coach, and at this point, JJ Redick's off the market. Can't go back for Monty. Don't even know who really else is out there because Hurley, he gave up. He's not going to the Lakers. So,
well, they're going to have to make a bold. They're going to have to make a bold move and hire somebody young, I guess.
All right, Tony's volunteering for the NBA. All right, no experienced coaches. Worked out.
I mean, I'd be different. We'd be competitive. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. All right, get out there and throw the 1-2-1-1. What's that, man? I don't know. Works in soccer. Are you sure? No, not really. Just run the play. Speaking about first year coaches and not having any experience before, JJ Redick, the Lakers officially signed Redick, 4-year deal. He joins a list of former NBA players who became coaches with no experience. He's number 5. Jason Kidd of the Nets, 13-14 season with the Nets, came out with no experience. Warriors have Mark Jackson back in 2011-2012. The Magic hired Doc Rivers back in the day, and then the Pacers hired Larry Bird. Out of the last 4 that we mentioned, all of them have made it to a conference semifinal. It's pretty good. 3 of them have been in the conference finals. Okay. And 3 of them have been to the finals, and 1 of them has been a finals champion. So out of all those coaches who played and just did it, I like the odds. But, I mean, do you agree with this one? Do you like the move here? Or?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why you're saying hire me. Okay.
yeah. Like I don't know enough about it, man. I'm sorry.
No, you're
I wish
good.
I, but numbers are numbers, and if what you're saying is accurate, then I mean, you shouldn't be a bad hire.
Yeah.
You should
It's
be, at
true.
least be competitive.
I think he will. He's got 15 years of knowledge. He's played with a lot of guys. He even was under Doc Rivers for a couple years there with the Clippers and learning that through the series clipped. Obviously, I knew he played there, but I didn't realize
Well,
Doc Rivers and him talked quite a bit. But then
the
you
other thing,
kind of figured that he would end up there in LA because, I mean, he's got a podcast with LeBron. So if Hurley
right,
didn't accept the deal, it was going to go to Redick. And that's what I thought. So,
yeah. Well, and the other thing is like, the other big thing is the team chemistry. Like, I don't know enough about the players, and I don't know enough about him to give my thoughts on it. But I think that the team chemistry with the coach to the players, and vice versa, needs to be all be in sync in order for them to be a good team to begin with. You
yeah.
know, because you can have a bunch of talent, like the Lakers do. Is he coaching for the Lakers, or who's he coaching for?
Which one?
Redick.
JJ? Yeah, he just signed today.
The
Or
Lakers.
well, yesterday now. But
Well, and the Lakers have all the talent in the world, but they're not good.
yeah,
So
I
there's something out there.
I do believe he's also going to be the type of coach. He's young enough. I think after being an analyst, he has enough. He sat there and watched games. He's seen the film. He knows weaknesses of teams. He's played in the league. He did great at his job. He was a 3-point shooter in clutch situations. He could shoot free throws when he was at the line. He knew how to draw the foul. He did what he needed to do to get through, and he did good at it. So,
Right.
especially in college when he was with Duke, I mean, the dude was phenomenal. He was a lights out sharpshooter, just boom, boom, boom. Everybody didn't like him, just like they didn't like Lautner. But hey,
Um, what do you think would happen? This is just kind of a little off tangent. If you got a like a Madden player, like a really really like high skilled Madden player, and you put him in as an offensive coordinator,
yeah,
like they go through tough situations on Madden all the time. So like, I
yeah,
know it'd be a little bit different, but like you'd imagine that they know kind of what they're doing, right? Like on those
yeah.
high level like Madden players, have them as a coach. I think that'd be interesting. Interesting hire.
I think that they had something like that because they also used to have the head coaching football game and they had tournaments with those and you were the coach, you called the plays, you designed plays, you came up with plays, and then
Right.
you went out on Sunday and you put them into fruition for those players and yourself. And if you had a bad game, it was on you. If you had a great game, that was also on you. And I mean, stuff like that. We see it with other games like Gran Turismo. I don't know if you watched that movie, but they did a camp where I think, went after like the top 10 ever in the game, brought them in, and then had them compete in like a Grand Prix or something.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. The guy ended up making it and had a pretty decent career.
Right.
So I don't know. That could be. Someone could be super good at NBA Street or NBA Live or NBA 2K and come up with game plans, know how to attack, play well, dish it. I don't know. It'd be interesting. That'd
Yeah.
be kind of cool.
I think or at least like having like an advisor, like
Yeah.
maybe like a secondary coordinator where like he may see something and he may give out an idea on what he on
Yeah,
what
like the guys you see up in the booth all the time.
right.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I think yeah, good point. That'd be interesting. That'd be put a lot of thought into that one for sure. Like that's something that I don't know if they listen to this. I mean, clearly the Mavericks, whenever we talked about it, listened to us on the podcast. So when they needed a 30-point half, they had a 30-point half. So,
Yeah, it's true.
But we'll see. We'll see. That'd be kind of cool. Lastly, in the NBA, we go ahead and talk the trade between the Thunder and the Bulls. And I mean, look, I like both teams. I like Chicago over the Thunder overall, but what happened yesterday was a great move. As a Bulls fan, thank you, Alex Caruso. You gave us 3 great seasons. 3 great seasons. You averaged 10 points per game this season, which was a career high. You helped this team in many ways. Your defense was great, career high, 4 rebounds per game, 1 block per game, and almost 2 steals per game in clutch moments. I mean, in clutch moments, you were pretty lights out at getting the ball back when we needed it. And was very good at contesting opponents on shots this last season as well. But now the Bulls, on the other hand, get a former first rounder in Giddey. He's a pretty solid scorer, almost 14 points per game. Plays well with others, and with an average of 6 assists per game. I mean, he's a team player. As you saw, Oklahoma City made it into the playoffs and did pretty well for the most part. Pretty solid scorer inside, did great last year at the line, shooting 80% from the free throw line. But, I mean, NBA, as a fan of both teams, it's weird to see this because they're almost identical in play style, but Caruso, I feel like, is more aggressive on defense. And as I said, Giddey, more solid scorer on the offense. And I feel like the Bulls, I don't know, if Ball's coming back, okay. It's interesting. Billy Donovan is looking for answers right now for the Bulls, and I don't know. I'm not quite sure what their thought process is here. I know he's got ties to the Thunder because he used to be the former Thunder coach. I don't get it. Like, it's a pretty even trade. Maybe Caruso was wanting out. Maybe they didn't get what they wanted for Caruso on the Bulls side. But to give up a first rounder, Giddey, I mean, has had a pretty good last couple of seasons. Caruso's had a good last 3 seasons after being traded from the Lakers. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm excited for it either way. Good trade between both teams is pretty much what I'm saying here. I can't really give any more on that. Like, 2 average players, one performs better on the offensive side, one performs better on the defensive side, but both can score when they need to. So kudos on the trade here. Pretty even swap. But yeah, Chicago, I'm going to say, will come out better. I like Giddey here for Chicago. Kudos to you, Thunder fans. Hope you guys like Alex Caruso. Maybe he has a couple years left. He's getting up there in age now. We in Chicago get the 21-year-old. So upper hand there, upper hand. And next we head into the WNBA. And once again, we talk Caitlin Clark. And maybe we help her get a push into the Olympics. I heard the 3-on-3 team is now possibly down 2 players on this team that they had. Brink tore her ACL earlier this week, and now Howard is out with an ankle injury, and they say it's a sprain, but they also say that it's a torn ligament, which we were talking beforehand, like that's kind of the same thing. So 1 spot open for sure, possibly 2 to fill. Is this a sign for the Olympic Committee to bring in Clark?
I mean, that's if they think that she's the next best option, right? But they've also been getting a lot of heat from the public, that a lot of people disagree with them.
Yeah.
But maybe to appease the people, they may.
It's like almost the whole nation disagrees.
Right. Yeah, you got a few haters out there, but besides that, most people would agree that it would be in the best interest, financial interest of women's basketball for her to be involved somehow in the Olympics.
Well, it even got the president. You know the face he made when he heard about the news?
Which one?
President Biden.
No. Is it where he pooped himself? Yeah, he does that all the time, though.
No, but yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But
Yeah,
that's his look for everything.
Did you see the video where he pooped himself?
I did.
You just,
I did. I respect the position. Maybe not the
I don't.
person all the time, but I respect the position. President
I,
Poopers.
yeah, yeah, I don't.
It's weird. Yeah.
He's a scumbag. At the end of the day, I tell it as it is.
Hey. But yeah. So Caitlin Clark, I agree. I mean, it's their decision. If they think it's the best decision, cool. But I mean, she's really not too distraught about it. I don't think she's really letting it get to her right now. She's just focusing on her 3-game winning streak and her double-double streak going on. So kudos to her. Continue to do you. You do what you do all the time. You're a great person off the court. You're pretty decent on the court. As much as I like my Chicago Sky, I know Reese and, you know, Kennedy just I'll agree that they went a little rough, but I mean, welcome to the WNBA. Just to say that, because I've watched my fair share of players in the WNBA take a beating too. So good luck to the rest of your career, and I'm sure we'll be talking about you again next week at some point. So, but
We'll
next up we'll
find
go
out how
into the
she's on the
NFL.
Team USA.
Yeah, well, that's true. That very well could be. Very well could be. And on that, we'll go into the NFL. Oh, brace yourselves. We're going to talk the Chiefs and the stadium relocation. And Kansas is making a serious run at becoming the new home for the reigning Super Bowl champions, with legislators approving a plan on this last Tuesday for luring both the Chiefs and the Major League Baseball's Kansas City Royals away from Missouri. And the bipartisan legislative supermajorities okayed the measure to authorize state bonds to help finance, which is what the Chiefs are looking for, and the Royals, new stadiums, new practice facilities for both teams on the Kansas side of the metropolitan area, which other people have been saying that this team is going to go to Wichita or Topeka. I'm confused because they're also in this article here that I'm reading to you and have read are saying that it's going to be on the Kansas City, Kansas side. So that would put Sporting Kansas City. Then you have the Royals and the
In the
Chiefs.
current.
And the Current are actually on the Missouri side.
Oh, they are?
So they're just on the other side of the river. So that being said, Kansas side of the metropolitan area, 2.3 million residents, which is split by the border with Missouri. And the 3 Super Bowl victories in 5 years, player Travis Kelce made the Chiefs perhaps the area's most celebrated civic asset. Excuse me. The plan from the Republic-controlled leisure goes to the Democratic government or Governor Laura Kelly, while she stopped short of promising to sign it. She said a statement that Kansas now has the opportunity to become a professional sports powerhouse, which I think she's kind of leaning towards KU in that one. So, okay. I mean, they are building a new stadium for the football team, so good job for them. It was deserved. Good job, Coach Leipold over there. Way to get everything going in Kansas again on the football side. They've had basketball for years, but football's got to be in there too, I guess. But kudos to them. Great coaching out of him. I do respect him highly. But yeah, they're excited at what happened, and just lots of positive things on that side. I mean, they're saying it's incredibly real, and I'm sitting here and I'm still flabbergasted at it because first off, nothing's happening until 2030. That's when both leases are up. So there's a lot of time for Missouri to fight back. In fact, Kansas City, Missouri's Mayor Quentin Lucas came out this week and said there's definitely a border war. And I'm just like, okay, what are you going to do about it as a Chiefs fan? But yeah, I don't know. You have any thoughts on this one? Are you good if they go to Kansas and then everything's on that side? Or, I mean, there was a funny one out today, and I don't know how serious it is, that right field is going to be in Kansas, and then left field is going to be on the Missouri border. So
it would be funny if they could do it on the football stadium, and so you have the football stadium like this, and then you have the baseball stadium like this,
yeah.
and then like the home teams over here, and the away teams over there.
You guys are in Missouri. Your taxes are better.
Yeah,
wait,
I mean, no, they are better. So I mean, that's something that they have to consider as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, players are going to have to vote on this too.
Right.
There's no doubt.
Right. So they have high amounts of taxes in Kansas.
Yeah.
They
But they did say it was going to be funded by the Missouri lottery because sports betting is legal in Kansas. So I guess that goes into it too.
Is it going to be legal in Missouri too?
See, I don't know. They're fighting over it pretty hard at the House right now. So I don't know why they don't, because players can't bet anyway. So we've seen all the news out of that lately in baseball and whatnot. So
yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I think it would be I mean, you have to weigh both options. Missouri is not going to be as aggressive. Like it's not going to be the immediate satisfactory like decision for them. Maybe like it may not be exactly what they're looking for right now, but I think it may make a little bit more sense if you look at it long term to stay in Missouri.
yeah,
I'm not saying they shouldn't get new stadiums or whatever. That'd be cool, but I think that it would be beneficial, more beneficial down the road, just due to tax purposes.
If you want to move the Royals over there, go for it. I think the Chiefs need to stay where they're at with all the history. You also have all the agreements of like Pitt State and Mizzou playing there. Kansas just revived the border war for Missouri and Kansas to play at Arrowhead. You got all that stuff going on. You got all the fans. It's a great central location for them because it's not too far from Mizzou. It's not too far from KU, but also a lot of KU grads live in the Kansas City, Missouri side. So that being said, I don't know. I mean, you're going to get it coming down to those alumni. You're going to get it coming down to the citizens. You're going to get it coming down to the mayor. You're going to have voting upon voting. And at the moment, though, honestly, I'm not too worried. At the moment, I'm not too getting my hopes up. Talk to me in 3 years when it gets more serious and the time's almost up. Because we've got 25, 26, 27,
6 more years, technically.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, 6 more years in the lease, and a lot can happen in 6 years. Right now, it's just all talk. It's all smoke. I bet they're all talking like underneath everybody just to get things going, like underground meetings or something, because I don't know. I don't think it would be smart to move the Chiefs. I don't think it would be cost effective either. And we all know that Clark Hunt's dad would not want it. That's why he moved to Kansas City. He thought it'd be the perfect place for him, and he wants it where it is, and it's done decent for what it's done. It's brought in a lot of viewerships. Does it get a Super Bowl? No. And I read an article about that too. Like, just because you move and you get a dome stadium doesn't mean you're going to get to host a Super Bowl. Just because you're in a warm climate doesn't mean you're going to get to host a Super Bowl. I mean, like Germany and stuff, all that. I mean, Germany's stadium, I think it was like partially open, but kind of had a dome set to it, like kind of one of those swivel swirl domes. But if the NFL, just think about that. If the NFL took it from America to go over to like Germany and play the Super Bowl to get more viewership, would that be beneficial for the league? Yes. But would that help with their U.S. people, which we'll get into this in a minute in a lawsuit that's going on? But I don't know. I think you'd have a lot of unhappy fans. I think you'd have a lot of unhappy season ticket holders because not every season ticket holder can afford to go over there for the Super Bowl, because most of the teams offer the Super Bowl tickets to the season ticket holder. And if they make it to the Super Bowl, those teams typically to the season ticket holders, like maybe give 1 or 2 tickets out for free to go to those guys, and sponsors and stuff like that too. Like maybe the sponsors could afford to go over there. It could be tax friendly or whatever, but I don't know. It's just leave them where they're at. The Royals, they're going to do what they're going to do, but the Chiefs, I think, have more of a heart to stay in Kansas City, just based off of he wants to stay to tradition. He wants the city to keep him. He wants his dad's legacy to live on where it started, and so on. So I don't know. There's a lot of history there. There's a lot to be unpacked, but right now, let's just play some football and let's play some baseball. Oh, that's all I got to say. Anything else?
Well, you had a lot to say for like about 5 minutes. Yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean, I really don't care at the end of the day. I don't watch either one of them. So I think whatever makes more financial sense long term is really where I'm at. And if that means sticking to Missouri, then that's what it means. But
True.
I'm sure they have people that are smarter than me looking into that.
Yeah, indeed. And well, next up and lastly, we'll go ahead over to boxing, and oh man, the decision has been made on Garcia, and I mean, I'm in the middle on it. Like you said in an earlier podcast, there wasn't a lot. Yeah, they did the tests, but there was a lot of miscommunication. But they're going to ban him for 1 year for testing positive on a banned substance. Do you think it's fitting? Do you think it's not fitting? What are your thoughts here?
No, I don't think it's fitting. I mean, I personally, I'm a conspiracy theorist when it comes to this anyways. They didn't want him to win. I mean, the whole time, the build up to the fight, they were doing their best to, discredit him the whole time. Like, there was pretty much an attack on his character the entire build up of the fight. People were saying that, he was gonna lose and this and that. He ended up whooping Devin Haney's ass. It's, I mean, sure. I mean, they want to take that away, but I don't think the people would agree. And so regardless of what you're going to change it to, whether you make it a no contest or a disqualification, whatever you want to count it as, people aren't going to forget that he got his ass beat by Ryan Garcia.
Yeah. But he was on roids and taking illegal substances, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe that. A lot of people don't believe that. Again, they have every reason to want to discredit him and discredit his win. They're trying to just make him irrelevant.
It's just really fishy that, like, even you said too, like, that test was the day before, and we know that results can come back faster than that. And then all of a sudden, after he wins and the fight's gone through and it's over, oh yeah, you tested positive.
Right, 2 weeks after the fact. Like if you actually cared about the fighter's safety, you would test him, the day before, and you would have it tested right then and there. You would think, right? So whoever, whatever the promotion and the boxing federation of that state are liable for, putting Devin Haney in danger.
Yeah.
They should sue that state's boxing federation, and they need and promotion for negligence for putting Devin Haney's,
and he's got a case. He very well does. Yeah.
If that's the case, like, you saw what Ryan Garcia did to him, right? So if he he whooped his ass, so that he should have, that's putting his life in danger if he did, actually take substances. So they could be liable for it. Or it's all BS. He didn't test positive.
Yeah.
They just thought he was going to lose because he seemed like he was going crazy, and they shrugged him off, and like, well, he's going to lose anyways. It doesn't matter. We'll let him go crazy. but now all of a sudden this crazy guy wins. He doesn't look so crazy now, and you know, it is what it is. And he's getting threats from people saying that they're going to drug him up and stuff. They're saying that they're do the same thing what they did to Kanye. I mean,
wow.
So like
that I didn't hear. Wow.
Yeah, this is on his social media. Yeah, so like
I'll have to get on there.
Right. So they have every reason to want to shut him up and to discredit him as much as possible. But who knows? Maybe it's just all coincidence.
That's crazy. Crazy. Wow. Yeah. Coincidence for sure. I mean, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Something will come out. There's going to be, I guarantee, if they're saying what you say, then there's got to be a lawsuit in there somewhere, and Garcia's team will probably go after it. I mean, look what Reggie Bush did for something he didn't do. So, and then it took what, 10 years for that one, 14 years, something like that, somewhere around there.
For what, his Heisman?
Oh yeah,
that was more than that, because
20.
He was playing for the NFL in 2005, 2006.
Okay. I didn't remember when he went in. I thought he was 10.
It was like it was at least 18, 19 years.
Okay. Yeah. Somewhere around there in the upper teens for sure. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. And we'll now head into the local sports update brought to you by Trackside Burgers. They're open at 1515 West 10th Street. Reopening today. Go get you some of their weekend barbecue. It's going to be today and tomorrow. They got prizes going on. They got a lot of stuff. Go check out Chef Mike's specialties there. Barbecue is his heart and soul along with those burgers, but his barbecue, phenomenal, like legit. So go check them out today and tomorrow at their re-grand opening. Chef Mike, appreciate you and everything that you help us with and help our viewers and listeners, and just continue doing you. Trackside, one of the better places in town to eat for sure, no doubt. Love local stuff. You're one of the best, so we appreciate it. And nothing on the local sports side, but we'll head into the 2-minute warning brought to you by Ghetto Tacos. And on Friday today, get 10% off burritos all day long. And they do close at 5 today, though. It's located at 536 North East Street in Webb City, Missouri. And drive-through is available as well, 417-717-1261. And you can also go by there tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They got a lot of stuff going on this weekend, too, for the food trucks. And, Outlaws Baseball, they're back in. They're taking on a division foe. So go check them out. Tune into their social media pages for more info and times on games. They will be here through Sunday. And doing pretty good. Texas beat Texas and Arcana and did a lot of good stuff last week and had maybe 1 or 2 days they didn't do too great, but that's all right. But as long as they perform well at home, you got Firework Friday coming up tomorrow. And so go check them out. Good place to go with kids. 7 tomorrow, 6 o'clock on Sunday, 7 the rest of the week. So,
nice.
Yep. And music's here. So it's the end of another episode. For Tony, Jensen, Clint, and myself, have a great and safe weekend. Go get a chicken bacon ranch pizza at Hot Stone Pizzeria before they officially close on July 4th. They're going to go out with a bang, and we're going to help them with that. So good luck to them. Thanks for all that they've done for the community as well. Thanks for feeding a lot of people and helping our podcast viewers and listeners as well. And doing anything fun this weekend? Last weekend, Father's Day. This weekend, chilling, watching TV or what?
I'm finally building my fence.
Fence? Okay. Yeah, I get to take the kiddo to get his checkup on his eyes that he had surgery on, and then he's been going through some stuff this week also. But I feel like the full moon, and then last night was the longest day of the year. So Lots
Yeah.
of stuff happening right now.
Right.
Toddler life. But,
Yep. A lot.
yeah. Well, good luck on your fence and stay hydrated out there. It's going to be another hot one. And yeah,
Yep.
we'll see y'all next week on the Sports Timeout.